right, I'm ready for this. Are you? We're going to visit one of the most fun-filled places around. There's never a dull moment around Lahr if you know what to look for. If you're tired of being with all of the attractions, then zoom in and around the Black Forest and make your own discoveries. For the next 40 minutes, though, we're going to be going on a journey together. Hold on now, it's going to be rough getting off the ground. Here we go! Lahr is in a very scenic location within the middle of the Black Forest. It's only 20 minutes from France and 1 hour from Switzerland. The word Lahr comes from Lara, which means emptiness or pasture land. It was thought in the olden days farmers brought their livestock from Schutter Valley in the flatland to the areas around Lahr for grazing. There are about 140 kilometers or 90 miles of forest paths within the city limits to leisurely walk through. The extensive destruction caused by World War II led to the development of expansive new housing and industrial zones in and around Lahr. We are now on Schutter-Lindenberg. It's a mountain 140 meters high. A great number of archaeological finds were made on this mountain. Most of them were of Roman origin. The lovely old homes around Lahr reflect the architectural ideas of eras gone past. The Marktstrasse is now a pedestrian zone filled with a variety of shops. The Germans spend a great deal of their time outside. They have plenty to do and see. This is a 14th century Gothic archway which leads to the Marktplatz. Stork Castle is a relic of the water castle built by the Lords of Geroldsek about 1220. There are over 70 interesting inscriptions on the stonemasons on the outer walls. A little museum still remains on the top floor. The Luisenschulze was rebuilt in 1877 after a great fire. The Roman Catholic Church Peter and Paul was built in 1852. Distinguished homes on Kaiserstrasse now show well-arranged facades. They were transactions office, banks, and small shops in the 16th and 17th centuries. If you enjoy shopping, there's always the Kaufhaus or the KK. The Theresienbad conforms to the southern slopes of Schutter-Lindenberg. On a beautiful summer day, it's a great place to cool down. Around Lahr, there are 23 outdoor stadiums. Sports play a major role in the German way of life. On any given day, you wouldn't have to go far to enjoy spectating or participating. There are also several tennis courts in the Lahr area. Kegling, which is similar to bowling, has a few installations in Lahr as well. Besides the major gym, Lahr offers 25 other gyms for indoor sports. There are in total 54 clubs offering almost every imaginable kind of leisure time sport. Most sports places have food stands as well. Let's look into a few nightclubs now. The first will be the Terrace. In Metersheim is the famous #1 club. The people of Lahr owe their Stad Park to Holtzim Wilhelm Jom. He was born in 1809 and immigrated to Cuba at an early age. He returned as a wealthy man and built a mansion, which is now a museum in the park. He covered his grounds with exotic plants and enclosed it within high gates. The Lahr people often wondered what this old eccentric, as some thought of him, might be hiding in there. After his death in 1875, they found out Jom had willed his mansion and garden estate to his own hometown, thus creating his own beautiful memorial. On one side of the Stad Park is a Greek restaurant, which also shares the Stad Halle, where theatrical performances are often held. On the Schutter Lindenberg is the Weingut Stad Lahr, run by Mr. Vorla. It's a family-owned factory which began in 1979. There are 4 types of red wine and 1 type of white wine made there. The fermentation process takes 10 to 14 days. A bottle of wine takes half a year to produce. 25% of the grapevines are 25 to 36 years old. 50% are 5 to 25 years old, and 25% are up to 3 years old. The best wines are, of course, the older ones, as the tongue, throat, and palate decides. The Lahr Zeitung is the newspaper of Lahr. It's also a family business. It's made by a company in Almensweier called Schönenburg. The first process in making a newspaper is to make a negative, the printing plate, which is made with photochemicals. The printing developing machine sends a light through the negative to create a positive image on the plate. The plate is then brought to be fitted for the printing machine, which already has rolls of papers installed. Each night there are 17,000 newspapers printed, and by 4 a.m. the delivery trucks pick them up and deliver them to village and area representatives. When asked what some of the more memorable headlines of the year were, the reply was, "What will happen to the Flugplatz or air base when the Canadians leave? Will the Germans take it over, or the French, or the Americans?" Other headlines read, "Will it become another military installation, or a civilian airport?" On the light-hearted side of things, many people got a chuckle out of a company in Biberach who bought an airplane from the DDR, or former East Germany. They shipped it from Frankfurt to Lahr, where they then stripped it, including the wings, in order to haul it on the narrow streets to their business, where it now sits outside of their airplane cleaning supplies factory. Schönenburg also makes calendars, prints books, maps, and a variety of other things.